Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 55 of A Song at Tara. And last week saw a lot of action, to put it mildly. And yeah, can we get a recap of that by any chance, Chris?
Possibly, although you may need to help me with some details because I'm slowly losing my memory in my decrepit old age.
You're younger than me, aren't you?
Exactly. What does that say about the rest of you then?
We're ancient.
That I belong in a museum, but I do that anyway.
I'd say you do belong in a museum, but not as an exhibit. I'll say that much. Anyway, yes. Last time.
I'm beyond space and time, so.
Yes. Last time on the Song at Tara, the pack decided to finally go and see about getting the tainted water meters that we'd recovered from the wreckage of the automated water plant to a professor at Trinity College to see if they could then, do some tests on it and verify that it was in fact tainted and polluted, and that the people of Ireland shouldn't be using them for their drinking water and their cleaning water and God knows what else, and that it shouldn't then be used to pump that water back into the Liffey. The person we met was a professor known to a dean, if I remember correctly. I can't remember his first name. Was it Killian? Killian Masterson, who we then later discovered is an uncle, I believe, or something like that, of the two Mastersons that we know, but has no affiliation with them as far as we can tell. In fact, he seems quite the opposite. He almost feels like an Irish academic Jeremy Corbyn in some ways. Just to bring politics into this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he would take a couple of samples of our water meters along with some ones given to them for testing by the government and get to the bottom of that. So that was covered. After that, I believe we all went on our separate ways briefly and started preparing for the upcoming struggle of the night, which we all did. I can't remember what everyone did though. See, it just brain is going fuzzy. But the point is that we did do some preparation. There was some pretty good role playing from all sides. Taliesin got to find out more about his dad, and I got to find out more about Taliesin's dad than I ever planned for that character. So there you go. And then yes, the great task set before our fated pack began, and we took the mighty moonlight net.
It should be said.
Yeah.
Before you got started on your mighty task, there was an encounter with an absolutely horrific monster.
Yes, there was.
In the shape
A
of
used condom?
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant the boom ghost.
I was so that came later, but I was kind of hoping you wouldn't bring that up.
The mighty monster of the used chewing gum. I mean,
there was much talk made both on and off recording about a used condom, and that is all I'm going to say.
The joke
about
is still
it.
alive.
And we're moving on. So yes, we started the task. We got the task of stop it. Yes, we took the net and we started trawling it through the mouth of the River Liffey out towards sea, and began that task. It was a gargantuan effort, and there was much struggle. But as we pulled and wore ourselves out, even in Krino's form, after 2 hours, we did actually get a decent way into Dublin City along the Liffey, and what we had trawled through with the moonlight net was cleaned and looked like water. We got to we got to the first bridge along there. Again, names.
No biggie.
the missing bridge.
The harp bridge, I shall call it, because it was designed to look like an Irish harp. And there we encountered the giggling mad spirit of Mr. Ponsonby, who tried to lure us into a trap, but we didn't fall for it, thankfully, thanks to Mardy. So he just blew up the bridge anyway, even though it was in the Umbra, and yes, the bridge kind of collapsed into the river and blocked any further access to it. And then, out of nowhere, came a couple of mages who offered their assistance as Eric Holmgreen had said that we could use it, and they began using their mighty magic to lift the debris of the bridge out and onto the banks of the river. But of course, as we know, a World of Darkness mage can do no great feat of magic without incurring the wrath of reality itself. And I think basically a large platoon of paradox troopers, for lack of a better term, decided to pop into existence and royally fuck up some mage shit. And that was where we came into it, because we decided to get in the way of things and slaughter about half of them wholesale, and they could do almost nothing against us because, they hadn't counted on having to deal with 5 fully prepared werewolves. And they just decided, fuck this, we're going home, and left. And so, yes, by the time we left off last time, the mages had literally just cleared the bridge debris from the river, and the spirits that had taken over trawling the river with the net, I think, were probably ready for us to swap back, and we can take it over. But this is quite important. It was pointed out to us by our storyteller. Although it's not an absolute necessity, it is advisable that we find some way to make the process of trawling the Liffey just a little bit quicker, because the longer we leave cleaning the Liffey completely, the more and more worm spirits and banes and all sorts of horrible things are going to converge on Dublin to try and stop it. And there's a good chance that if we haven't got it done by sort of the night and the next day have gone by, then it'll be too late. So no pressure.
No pressure at all.
Said every storyteller ever, and not meant it.
It is also worth pointing out, because it's been brought up, why was there paradox in the Umbra? Well, there was paradox in the Umbra because while it is obviously devoid of dreamers, at least in my version of the World of Darkness, whatever happens in the Umbra has an overbleed effect. It happens in the Umbra and then has some kind of impact on the real world. And an entire bridge just went up in a cataclysmic explosion that literally took the whole thing apart in the blink of an eye. And while this was at night, true, it's still early enough that literally hundreds of Irishmen would have seen that happen in the real world, where something dramatic will have happened to that bridge, because what happened in the Umbra was so violent and so extreme that it would have some kind of real life effect. And then suddenly all of the debris, all of the detritus from this massive explosion just it all neatly arranges itself along the pier of the Liffey while people are looking at it. No. So still an effect.
Yes. This is the law of the land as laid down as the rules of the world of Jonas.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Also, that's officially what I'm calling it from now on, by the way.
And anyone who calls bullshit can suck it.
Exactly.
The shit?
Yes.
What else? All this shit.
It's not like you want to talk for them to suck, so obviously it's shit.
Okay, well, that was a succinct summary of last time.
So here we are.
And you are, in fact, still standing on the brink of the Liffey, with the net coming towards you, being pulled primarily by spirits of the city of various kinds, and you have been clearing the way. The fact that you managed to clear the debris from the bridge explosion in time means that they don't have to stop and get started all over again. They can just keep the momentum going, which is definitely an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And they do, in fact, continue the work that they have been doing. They don't have to pull the net up every 2 seconds now, almost, or every 2 meters now. Because the river has narrowed considerably, And there's no
So
question.
there's more net to fill.
There's not only more net to fill, but there's less stuff at the bottom. Maybe not. Maybe not per square foot. In fact, there's probably more gunk in the narrower part of the Liffey. But it is so much narrower that people can more easily haul it out, so to say.
Okay.
And as you get to this point, you can see that the stuff they're primarily pulling out are rusty old bikes and a couple of scooters. There's a Morris Mini that's getting pulled out as well at one point.
God, that's going back a long way if it's the actual Morris Mini Minor.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But ancient.
Mm-hmm.
If I throw it back in, we pulled it up and peed on it.
And
that was a different car.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, you continue onwards, and and you get to where it says the International Financial
Service Center.
Exactly. You get to that part. You get past the next bridge as well with no difficulty. There's nothing there. You get to the International Financial Services Center, and basically out of nowhere, you see a whole host of these dog-like Banes that you've met several times, and they're charging at you. There's a lot of them. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
What were they called again? They had a name I found funny the first time we met them.
Ugly doggos.
No.
If they're not careful, their name is going to be Dead.
Which one do you think?
That is preferable.
Which one are you thinking of, Aya?
I don't remember the name, it's just gone. I just remember I found it funny.
Alright.
Alright, well, what do you do?
We should probably stop them.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably, yes.
Probably. Possibly.
Where are they coming from? The Financial
North.
Services Centre itself?
Yeah, they're coming from the north side, from within the international service.
And which bridge are we up to? Is it the one along Guild Street or the one further along? Oh, the small one. Okay.
Yeah.
So they are coming running out from... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to draw there. So they're coming out here, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Right.
Time to eat.
No,
No.
don't eat them.
Don't eat those. I'm waiting for
I'm never allowed to eat anything.
I'm waiting for our Alpha to give the order to charge or hold on ground.
Yeah, I'd forgotten to unmute my mic. I did an Aya.
Oh,
That's why you were so quiet.
I was just wondering. I wonder if he left again.
I've actually tried to speak for a while now, and every time everyone spoke
sorry.
over me in quotation marks, I was, "Hey, I'm speaking."
Okay, let's hear it. What have you been trying to say?
Well, at first I actually said I think Liam's going to charge at them, but considering the narrowness of that bridge, I actually think Liam orders his pack to hold their ground and draw the spirits out onto the bridge.
Oh, to make a bottleneck, basically.
Yep.
Oh, clever. Yes.
We need to draw their attention then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're coming at us, which is what I heard Joan say, then
They
that's
are,
not really
and they're
an issue.
coming at you, and they're coming at you in a huge number. I mean, this isn't meeting 4 or 5 or 6 of them. It looks like 50.
Sure.
And all of you are perfectly well aware that taking on 50 of these things at the same time is probably not a very good idea. Individually, they might not be that cool, or that hard to kill. But put them together, and it's gonna be nasty. However,
It's like goblins.
exactly.
Fine. Many of them. Shit.
Or wolves. One wolf not going to take down any deer. A pack of wolves. Yeah.
Yeah, or a number of, well, as I always look at it, 50 kobolds in a dungeon, all armed with crossbows. Yeah. Anyway,
So we lure them onto the bridge.
you lure them onto the bridge, where you can dispatch them far more easily, and they, I mean, this is really a matter of you guys more or less just taking turns. You know, whenever one of you just gets, you know, slightly tired, just take a step backwards, the next person steps up and starts tearing into these things. It's very, very efficient, but you realize they keep coming.
Will I have
It's
someone
like-
farting them out inside?
It's like this International Financial Services Center is spitting out Banes. I wonder why.
Because it is.
And
What is in there? Because I'm not sure what it is.
it's banks, it's international credit institutions, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, there you have it then.
We need to stop up the plumbing somehow.
Yes, Liam looks to Marty and asks him to determine what their source of origin is.
Sure. How do I do that, John?
You could go in and take a look.
Oh, I thought you meant in some sort of, metaphysical
Oh, I was just
kind of way.
I was just thinking, what's the worm? See if you can find a big black
Oh,
blob
yeah,
that
sense worm.
says
Yes.
Yes,
says
of
this-
course.
portal here.
Yeah, portal be here. Here
Yep.
be here be worm.
Yep.
It's just
Sure,
those mothers from Diablo. They throw them up. Blech.
Oh.
Yes.
We need to find the spawn point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you do in fact need to find the spawn point. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
we need
get
to kill them faster than the rest.
let's get a sense worm roll.
Yes, and for some reason I can't find it.
Is it gone?
Yes.
Have you
Ah,
eaten
there
it?
it is.
Go, Marty. Sends all the worm.
There we go.
Ooh,
That's good.
not all bad.
Nope, that's pretty okay. And you you can,
Especially since I only need one success.
well,
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of worm tamed in that whole area, as you might suspect. In fact, you have a pretty clear feeling that you will be hard pressed to find something in there which is actually clean. But there's definitely one bank in there which is one building, as it is. You don't know it's a bank, but it is a bank, which is far more heavily infected than the rest.
That building over there.
Alright, that's our destination then. Let's go.
And as you guys start running, because of course there are still loads of these things coming towards you, as you guys start running from down here, down this street, the one that says
City.
the one
Why?
K, City Key.
Key. It's a key.
Yeah, it's a key.
Oh.
But no, it's down this one where it says ARB 814. Up that road comes. You can hear a howl, and then you see the blood wolf coming charging up towards the bridge, and it just nods its great big head in you guys' direction and saying, "You do what you do. I'll hold these off. I'm the big dog in Dublin."
And you do your job and I'll have fun.
And it tears into them.
I had the image of a wolf-shaped bowling ball hitting some Bane-shaped pins.
That is not a wholly inaccurate description, really.
And in a cartoonish ways, they just fly everywhere.
There are a few of us, just about to say, there are actually a couple of them that go flying after it grabs these things in its mouth and sends them flying.
Mm-hmm.
They believe they can fly.
and he's basically guarding the bridge while you guys run into the center. You would estimate between you guys that you might have 7 or 8 minutes before the net reaches you.
All right, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, you get to the building easily enough. It's not really a problem at all. As you get there, you see, as I said, it's a bank. Let me see. It's the. Yeah, let's just find any name. Portman and Lace International. And it's you guys don't know the name of it or anything. It's not like it's been high on anyone's radar, but clearly this place is dripping with nasty. And out of the door comes this constant effluence of worm spawn.
Ew, the blob.
Maddie looks to Liam.
Well, so what exactly is coming out of the
Banes.
building? Did you?
Banes.
So just lots and lots of
Lots
banes.
of banes. Every few seconds, it seems like another one is coming out. Maybe every 5, maybe 10 seconds, but no more between them than that.
Okay, right. Well, we have to find the source of origin for all these banes.
you do.
So let's get into the building and tear something apart.
Yes. You basically force your way past these banes. They're small things, obviously. I mean, by now you guys are so far beyond them. It's not even funny. They are not at full strength. You realize very quickly it normally takes a little more to beat them down, but it seems like they are basically summoned in haste and they haven't had time to fully form. When they bite down on you guys, it hurts as badly as it always does, but it's I'll go with basically you all soak. But
I think once we're inside, Maddie will activate his battle mandala
yes.
gift
Yes.
with a howl. So I'll just roll to see if it works.
Yes. And that's a good idea because you see what's going on almost the same second you get in. So let's see if that works, and then I shall.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
I don't know. It was weird.
It was very weird.
It was the sound of an Englishman stretching his back out.
Ah, okay.
So that is 3 successes for me, which means 3 times 15 meters radius.
Okay, and what is it that does exactly?
It makes a huge sigil that burns itself into the ground.
Yep.
Any spirit within it, other than our totem spirit,
Mhm.
loses 1 essence per turn.
Oh.
And
that
it
is
lasts for
nice.
the scene or until I step out of it.
That is very, very, very nice.
Thank you, Spider.
This is, yes. When you do this, you see some of them, they're all weakened the moment they enter it, obviously. They can't reach you in a single turn, which means that some of them are basically coming apart by the time they're getting to the opposite side of this. So you are really, that is making a huge difference. But what you see is in there is this creature standing up on a ledge. Apparently, it looks like almost like a small balcony from in front of what looks like an office overlooking the bank area beneath, and it seems like he is the one doing this.
He's just giving birth to a ton of bane spirits?
No, but he is doing something with his hands. It looks like he is
Channeling.
yes, thank you, that was the word I was looking for.
I like the idea of him just laying their legs apart.
No.
No.
There's only one thing I can say to that.
I was going to go with you, but yeah. that works as well. Well, Liam just points at him and then starts moving the fastest way toward this individual.
Oh yeah. Well, the fastest way is to. I mean, he's up there, but you know there are plenty of handholds. You could probably try to get to him
Sure.
that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, Joan, I do have a question about
Yes.
scenes.
Yes.
Most or many gifts mention lasting a scene.
Yes.
Is this entire Liffey thing? Is that one scene
No,
or
no.
each of these? Okay.
This that you're in this place is a scene, for example. Every time we have a stop or a break in the pulling, you know, the net through the Liffey because something spectacular happens. Every time we stop that is an individual scene.
Works. Just wanted to.
Yeah, of course. So the so you can get up there if you are willing to do some acrobatics, basically. Otherwise, you have to run through the back door and find a way up there.
Well, I'll
There
roll
are
some athletics.
Yes. Let's see if you can get up there.
Right. So.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm going to do my usual thing now of activating Unified Force and
Yes.
praying that it's useful this time, because the last 2 times I've activated it, it ends up not being needed.
Yes. All right. Shall we take some initiative roll here? Thank you very much. Actually, might be a good idea.
I mean, it might be. We don't actually have to, but
So that's 1d10 plus dex and wits combined.
1d10 plus dex and wits combined, indeed. And I am making a.
and remember your form bonuses.
Yes, how much bonuses there to Dex increase?
There you go.
Plus one according to the character sheet.
Yeah, there's just one stat in one form that's wrong on the character sheet. I don't remember which it is.
I'm fairly certain it's +1 dex.
Yeah, okay.
It is, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that he's got more in Krenos, obviously. So
That's
I was about to roll 1d20 because, you know, that's what I usually roll.
that basically means that his is
I
one.
have the most amazing bonus and a roll of 1.
I don't have an amazing bonus, but I rolled a 1.
The way you said that made it sound like you have multiple amazing bonus.
Yeah. So instead of the 15, this is a 16 because yes, bonuses. Liam is
Why-
also
why is-
16.
No, he's at 14.
Our enemies always end up being faster than us.
Well, I rolled openly.
Yes, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing the rolls. I'm just saying this is a trend we have, that our enemies always tend to roll higher than us. Because, let's face it, most of our big enemies are Black Spiral Dancers with years of experience and wormish enhancements. So I suppose it makes sense that they'd have abilities beyond, a pack of young people and teenagers.
Who are nevertheless now third ranked Garou. So
Yes.
Also, I object. Marty stopped being a teenager last time he had a birthday.
Yes, I did say young people as well.
that is true. You did.
I
So-
guess I'll accept that.
Hmm.
Since you didn't say young humans, which would also have been weird.
In any case, ladies and gentlemen, we still need initiatives from.
That's 3 1s!
Yep.
We need from Tally to be written in, and we need Aya to write in for the last one as well, and we are for Taran as well, and then we should be good to go. Guys.
Yep.
There we go. There's Tally, and
It's tiny though. Don't know why. Let me change the size of the
Did you
text.
change the size to 40?
there's
I have now.
there, and let's see. He.
It is kind of annoying how the text when you write is 10 times larger than the text when you go out of that.
Yeah. It is.
But I can't really use rage considering that I'm currently using a
True, you can't.
constant gift. So
That is true. Well, let's get you in the right order. Here.
I'll
there.
just stop moving about.
yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
Terran is crooked.
Yes.
That's a good point, actually. An angle.
There you go. Thank you. Anyway, reverse order. Madi, what do you do?
Well, I think since he activated this gift thingy, he will attempt to fight off Bane spirits so that they don't exit the bank.
Yes.
While, Liam deals with Mr. Birthy guy.
Yes.
Mr. Black Ejaculate.
Yes. Mr. Cyprianus, or if you're feeling particularly unpleasant, Cyprianus.
Very good. Taryn, what do you want to do?
She activates gift.
She activates a gift. Fenna, also a
Gift.
gift from the looks of it.
Yes.
Liam, you have managed to crawl up there, basically, or you will be up there when your turn begins.
Okay. So,
So
I was
basically, you get up there ready to attack.
okay. So attack and then rage to get another action.
Yeah, of course. And Tally,
A ragey attack.
you wanted to do the gifty thingy as well?
Can I activate a second gift on top of having Unified Force in the background, or does that have to be maintained?
Yes, you can do that.
In that case, actually, no, I don't want to activate a second gift, but I can't use rage while Unified Force is in the background either. So
Exactly. That's fine. Okay.
I'm just gonna try and climb up there as well then.
Yes. He sees you guys coming in, and
No.
and reacts perhaps a little differently than what you might expect.
Does he run away?
Yes, he looks afraid.
What?
God.
Well, he's mentioned to do this in his fluff, is that he tends to run from fights and is very good at outrunning those who try to fight him.
He basically what he does is he pulls his hands back from this channeling thing, which clearly stops what it is he was doing, and the Banes stop coming. And then, with a look of very real fear on his face, he slashes at, well, basically at thin air in front of himself. He's as I said, he is standing in on this balcony in front of the in front of a door leading into an office, right? But it's one-way glass, so it functions like a mirror. And he tries to escape back into the real world. He has no intention of fighting all of you.
So I blame him.
So we have to hope he doesn't succeed.
And that's his gnosis against the against the gauntlet, and the gauntlet in this place is 7, and he spends a willpower for a point of success.
Bye.
Yeah, he's gone. He'll be gone.
Poop on his tail.
Yeah, basically what happens there is I assume that, as I said, Liam, you actually wanted to attack him when you got up there, right?
That was the plan, yes.
Yes. So you land on the on that platform or on the balcony, literally just as he slides into the penumbra and is gone from view. You manage to slash with your one hand comes out, just trying to grab a hold of him, obviously. Which means that you actually shear the last 3 inches of his tail off. And the last thing you hear is a howl of pain, and then he's gone.
Well, not cool because I wanted him to die, but Okay, so that's his turn then, or do we go out
well, we can stay in combat if you guys want to try to follow him. Otherwise, we leave it already.
Why should we follow him? He's stopped. We have other stuff to actually worry about right now.
Might start again.
Now he's in the city. Good luck with the rest of the city.
So the thing Liam wanted to do at any rate when it was his turn was to redirect or spend a willpower, I think you do, and then perform another action. Isn't that something you can do?
If you want to do another action, it's rage, and you already said you wanted to.
Well, to change my action.
Oh, to change your action. Yes, definitely. That's willpower.
Right, because he wants to destroy the thing that Brianna's was working with.
Yes.
If it's some kind of glass, he punches through it, or whatever works, he'll try to destroy it.
Very clever. Yes. So you basically you punch out the window into the office. All right. Yes. Well, actually, that's a very good thought. And what happens is, as you basically ram your fist through this glass, which obviously cuts you, but then again, it's not aggravated, so you heal it almost instantly. But you stick your hand through that, and the edges of the glass begin to drip with some kind of really disgusting liquid, and you realize very, very quickly when it hits your arm, just the first few drops, you pull your arm back in a hurry because it burns like it's acid.
Ow.
Yeah.
That hurts.
And but you also hear a distant scream in pain.
Oh, cool.
Whether you've killed him or not, you don't know, but that you did something, that's for certain.
Yeah.
Killed him?
Is there more glass to be shattered that might do more damage?
Not really. The one he jumped through is the one Liam literally stuck his arm through, so...
Yep.
Right, okay.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, so what's left up there now? Is there anything left?
What is left is that these Banes have, as I said, they've stopped coming, but that doesn't mean that there aren't still quite a few out there on their way over to the bridge.
No. Okay, so then Liam looks down at his pack and says, "Right then, let's get back to the bridge. There's still Banes to kill."
Yeah. And just for the record, the reason why I had him spend rage is because, well, if he failed at getting through, he would have tried again.
Fair.
There is no way exactly. He's not so stupid as to stand and fight 5 of you on his own.
We're like, that's the first sensible Black Spiral dancer we've actually met.
Yep.
It's like, there's fucking 5 of them. I'm leaving.
I'm not doing this on my own. They're not paying me enough for this shit.
I have a pension coming tomorrow. I'm not stupid as to stay.
Yep.
Well, it is a rare breed.
Question is whether or not the wolf, is in the human world now, sort of limping along. Whether or not we should just jump in there as well and finish him off.
No, Liam. At
Good
least
luck with
Liam
the city.
has ordered you back to the bridge.
Yeah, Terran's in on that because we chased him to the Penumbra, and in the Penumbra there are several kitty cats and a ton of other supernatural beings currently murdering everything walking in there.
Even if there weren't, our primary focus has to be the bridge and the Liffey.
Yes.
So
We must not be distracted. That is the key. We must not be distracted. Okay. In that case, we'll have to fight our way back to the Liffey and carry on.
Yeah. So you guys get back down to the bridge.
Yes.
And by the time you get there, well, You see the limits of even the Blood Wolf's power. He's been swamped. He has won this fight, but he's badly mauled. But he has cleared the bridge. He doesn't look like he's going to be of much use for the rest of the night, though.
Well, Taran walks over to him.
He shakes that big head of his and says, "You are going to need your strength. Don't waste it on me."
Finna offers him a fist bump.
Well, he doesn't have a fist, but he...
Nobody has a paw.
Well, yes, or he bonks your fist with his forehead, which leaves some blood on your hand, incidentally.
Well, he's Blood Wolf,
Yes,
so...
there you go.
Now
It's
he's
okay
a bloody
because it's
wolf.
awesome blood.
Mhm.
Bloody
He lies down on the quay. Basically, he gets off the bridge and lies down on the quay and starts licking his wounds in a very literal sense.
Yeah. I'm the blood wolf. I'm not supposed to be the bloody wolf.
Yes, right now I am the ouch wolf.
Yes.
Marty nods at him and says,
Also-
"Thank you."
You are
Go,
welcome.
Chris.
So we should now... Fenner's deed name must now be changed to Bloody Handed. Anyway.
So, yes,
If
in
anyone
any...
catches me right now, I'll be caught red-handed.
Oh, that's so good. That is good, actually. I'm okay. Fine. I give. That's good.
No, it's not. It's fucking stupid.
No, it isn't. It's good. You get to as I said, you get back to the bridge and you see the net is coming up. It seems to have slowed down a little bit, though. It's like some of the spirits that are pulling this thing are getting a little bit tired.
Perhaps-
Well,
perhaps
Taran switches with one of them.
I was about to say, maybe we should do swapsies to keep up the pace.
Yeah.
Swap
That's a good
seas.
idea.
Swapsies.
Swapsies is good. You do
should do that.
swapsies. And the definitely that helps. These spirits are exhausted, and several of them fade when you guys take over. So you are basically left needing to drag the net for a while again.
Are the mages still around?
No, they have moved on. The one basically after they did their thing, they have moved on as well because paradox and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't want to be caught the same place twice.
Yes, exactly.
So, no, go ahead, Chris.
And there is, of course, an entire city's worth of war going on around otherwise, so...
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
at this point, can we see that we need to pick up the pace?
You are making reasonably good progress now that you're into the thinner or narrower area, and you also know, because I'm just going to remove this thing. When you get, I mean, you are just past this point, right? When
Yeah,
you get up
here.
when you get up to the area that you guys know well, which is over here.
Where? Oh,
There.
there. Halfpenny Bridge. Yeah.
Exactly. Then you can see how you can see there how what's it called? Come on. How much narrower it gets, obviously, and the point is, right now you are the part that you are between is where it says R148 here, and Halfpenny Bridge back here. That's the area that you've cleaned out in between those two
Bridges.
in between those two bridges. That's the area which is already clean.
So it's tiny.
Yes.
But,
No, here.
yeah. Is it...
Between those two bridges.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
So-
there, that area is already cleaned.
Should we maybe trawl it anyway, just to be safe?
Well,
Yeah, but that should be relatively
That's
quick.
the
Quick.
point. There's going to be nothing there to pick
Right.
up in all likelihood, or at least very, very little. So that's gonna go by quickly. And the point simply is that you are getting to the point where the river is at its narrowest.
Yeah.
You are not completely certain if you'll make the whole thing before morning, but you will make if you continue at this pace, you'll make a lot of it.
Yeah, when we get to that point, we are 1/3 through the part of
Yes.
the Liffey.
Well,
But
yes.
if we do,
1/3 of the part when we get to that cleaned area.
so where do you reckon we'll be up to by the time the day breaks?
Actually, where you will be is you'll be roughly there. I will just move you over to another map here so you can see.
Sure.
There you go. And you will be roughly there.
In the
And you need
Oh,
to.
and we need to go all the way out here.
Yeah, exactly.
but isn't that where you've pinged the first time? Isn't that where we already are?
Yes, that is where. No, you are right now. You are roughly there,
Oh right.
and
Okay.
you will need to get over to just underneath the L in Dublin to find or to get to the part that you've already cleaned. And before you're all done, you need to have reached R109.
R109.
Yes.
Right. Well, in the absence of any forthcoming ideas to speed up the process so that we could get it done by the time the sun rises on the horizon, we should probably just continue to slog at it.
Yeah, we can always come up with ideas as we slog.
Of course.
Well, in here it would be kind of hard, but once we start reaching the outskirts of the city, there might be a way to speed it up.
Yes.
Is there, aside from obviously the fact that a sizable chunk of the Liffey is now completely clean, is there any effect on like the banks on the city that we can notice, or on the Liffey itself yet?
Well, you can behind you. What you can see, what you've already trolled, you can see is clean.
Yes.
And that's what you can tell so far.
Yes, as long as we get to a point where Liffey is strong enough to actually kind of intervene, then we might, well, assuming she can, we'll be golden.
I wonder if the only reason that they haven't already done this to save Liffey, if it's because you don't normally do this with the moonlight.
Not only that, but people have... there is simply the thing that, first and foremost, people didn't think it could be done. And
they are too much caught up inside the books.
And even if they thought it could be done, then getting everyone together to help, the Garou could never have done this alone.
No. He needed the spirits and the mages and the fae and everyone.
And everyone.
And they're too fucking stuck up to ask those people for help.
So, a mad thought occurs to me.
Yes, please.
Is there any way to get a hold of 2 or 3 river barges that might help us troll this net through the river?
Yeah, we're actually thinking something along the same lines, but they would have to go under all the bridges.
Not only that, but there are a couple of such riverboats in the real world, basically taking you on some kind of, this. I wouldn't call it a canal trip because there aren't that many canals here, but a trip up and down the Liffey. But they're first and foremost, they're very small, and secondly, you can't see any of them in the
Umbra.
In the Umbra, but you're pretty sure that at least parts of one has been hauled out by the net already.
Because it's been in the same place too long.
Well, no, because it sank or something. They've pulled part of it out, basically. So there's no such thing here. But the idea isn't bad though. But it isn't. Unfortunately, it isn't possible. However, you guys are hauling and pulling and hauling and having a hard time of it, quite frankly. But then when you get to here, which is O'Connell Bridge, which is obviously the largest bridge across across the Liffey.
That's the one Matt usually sits on, right?
Yes, it is, exactly. And this is also the bridge where North and South are usually, either slugging it out or now looking at one another completely catatonic. At that point, you have to pull the net out to clean it anyway. And then you have to sort of find a way to clean underneath the bridge, which takes a little while, but you manage, and then put the net in on the other side. All of this simply because the bridge is so damn large. But you manage, but it takes you about maybe 10 minutes to get past the bridge. And by the time you are past that and you start moving up towards the part of the Liffey where you normally hang out, Taryn's telephone rings.
Taryn stops because people normally don't call her. Well, she has to let go of the net.
Well, there are enough of you that you can let go without it.
Yeah, Tally takes it the start.
She just hangs it on her stump.
Yes.
And picks up. Yeah.
And you get on the other end of the line. You have Siobhan.
I thought you were about to say heavy breathing.
No.
Yeah, well, she is breathing heavily because she's been pulling a fucking net.
So it's Siobhan.
It's Siobhan. Saying, I don't know what the feck it is you're doing, but keep doing it. They are coming at us in droves out here, but would you feckin' believe it? I've never seen this many Fae in my life.
Oh, they have reached you.
Yeah, well, the Queen is here. The Queen is here.
We sort of got the Queen up in the nut.
Yes,
and she started going, well, I'm gonna avenge them myself, and started donning armor and all that
I know,
shit.
she's right here in feckin' armor with about 50 knights.
Cool! She actually did it. Perfect!
Remind. Who are you talking to?
Siobhan, she says the Queen has showed up, the Bannerin, with 50 knights.
Good. Tell her to remind the Bannerin about magic fucking spears and then less drawling and more trolling, please, Taryn.
Yes. Well, Tally is haunting at me. I should probably go back, but remind the Queen that she has to look out for spears.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll definitely remind her.
Give him hell.
Oh, we
will. This net is fucking heavy.
All right. And she hangs up. And
she puts the phone back into her pants and then looks over at the others. I haven't heard her so happy in a while. Let's go.
So yeah, you are basically still hauling and pulling, and yeah. And as you guys get to basically you get to the area that you are where you normally hang out, or rather you get to right before it. You get to the H in Halfpenny on the map.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
Then
You see 5 figures stepping out from, well, the shadows and onto roofs and so on.
Time to spin the foes or friends wheel.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
The entire order.
How the fuck did they get into the Umbra?
That's a good question. That is a very good question, but they're there.
Does Maddie get a bad feeling?
Well, if he doesn't automatically, then the amount of silver pointing towards you maybe will make him have a bad feeling. They are heavily armed, and it's all silver.
So I think Liam shouts at them as they appear.
Mm-hmm.
In his deep Krino voice, he says, "Help us and help prevent the annihilation of Dublin, oppose us, and quicken the process.
And yeah, that's actually could you give me a roll? That would be, I think, it's either manipulation or charisma. Which one do you prefer to use here?
Charisma.
Yes.
To AC.
Yeah.
Haha,
should
very
put-
funny, yes.
And then
Tempted
what
to do the same.
expression?
So it's charisma, and let's take a look at your character sheets. And
It would be
Good
expression
leadership
because
it's, I would say it's, yeah, I would actually say it's leadership. Give me a charisma plus leadership roll. That's
I'll spend a willpower for an automatic success. If
yes.
it's actually a very
I
good
believe in you.
point. Woohoo!
Not bad.
That's not bad.
So 4.
4 successes. It's well, that is obviously first and foremost. 3 successes or more is usually what you call a complete success. It's not quite that cut and dry, but obviously this
About that.
it's obviously a very, very good roll, and it means that the only one you've really had a chance to speak to so far is the one called Baptiste. He's shared a few words with you at some point, but Niall steps forward and holds up a hand to his brethren and turns to look towards Liam and says, "You are inhuman. You are an abomination unto this world. God has not ordained your existence. Can you tell me why we should trust you?"
You can just take a look at Dublin as it and what's going on there right now. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to take my word for it. Go take a look for yourself.
We did. That's why we're here.
And have you not seen what's going on then?
It is absolute bedlam out there.
Right? And we're trying to do something about it.
How
If you
can I
kill
know?
us,
How can I know you haven't caused it?
take a look at the Liffey. This river we're trying to cleanse. Look at what's been done so far. Look at one side of this net and look at the other. We're trying to cleanse the river. Free it of taint, the worm. We're not trying to destroy anything. We're trying to save the bloody place.
Aoife steps forward and whispers something in his ear, and Niall pauses for a moment. Then he's got a small but very compact looking crossbow, and he can use one-handed basically. And it's clearly the bolt on that thing is clearly tipped in silver. And he raises it and takes a step back. He's clearly not getting out of the way just yet. He's sharing a few words with Aoife, and the others all pull closer to the two of them. And then finally he nods and says, "This is not over. We will still come for you."
I look forward to it.
And then he and his group slink back into the darkness and vanish.
Well done.
Well done, Liam.
Taryn mutters something under her breath.
I can't help but feel like we should have we're almost where we usually speak with Liffey. Should have almost had them speak with her and see if she could change their mind.
No, because she's not human either, so they wouldn't like her either.
Should have.
Fucking racists.
You know, I wish,
Racists.
sounds like this. I wish they were all more like Father Gordon. In fact, why don't we mention Father Gordon? We saved a man of the church. That might have gone in our favour.
We can do that when we
Yeah, but point being, he might not remember us because he only knew us through Nala.
in
True.
any case, we have a river to cleanse. Let's get back to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So you get back to pulling, and we are going to take our first break just as you
Cool.
reach the part of the Liffey that you had previously cleansed. So you have at least made that much headway.
Yes. About a
And yes, we will be right back with more A Song of Tara.
Mm-hmm.